I'm not yet ready to say that the fight between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis won't include any substance. There is some evidence, in fact, that they will be talking a lot about Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, and that will be great. But we all know that the majority of their interactions are going to be insults, and most of that is going to be coming from Trump and directed at Ron DeSantis, which means that if it is going to be a battlefield that is waged with the weapons of insults and nicknames, you want him to have the best ones possible. And so far, what Donald Trump has sent at Ron DeSantis, aside from some accusations of pedophilia, is Ron DeSanctimonious, which is just not great. That's D+ at best.
Nobody knows what sanctimonious means.
I barely do. So
he just Googled like words that begin with sand.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Sandy, no.
The Sandman. Yeah. He's always sleepy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was phase one. That was the beta testing or whatever. And one of those he'll test is calling him a beta. Just wait. Anyway, Trump has been working on it. He's come up with some new ones. So here are the new burns, okay? In casual conversations, he has called Ron DeSantis Meatball Ron.
Okay, solid.
An apparent dig at his appearance.
Yes.
Now, I don't have any more details about what that's intended to mean. I am guessing that that's an insult at Ron DeSantis's weight, that he's shaped like a meatball.
No, it's his face. He's got like that squidgy, sweaty face going on.
I'm gonna look up a photo of Ron. Can we put up Ron DeSantis
He looks
B-roll?
like a meatball.
Can we get Ron DeSantis B-roll?
No, it's gotta be this one he's trying to smile.
Oh, well, that one he does have kind of a perfectly spherical head. Yes, that is true.
You look like a meatball.
Anyway, I just think, glass meatballs, man. That's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna get any more specific. Glass meatballs. Anyway, so Meatball Ron. So that's the personal one, and I'm gonna guess that Trump is gonna stick with the personal ones, but he does have a substantive insult, shut down Ron, a reference to restrictions the governor put in place at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. Now, I do wanna debate those in a moment, but first, we have yet to really see how Ron DeSantis is going to respond to these sorts of things. Now, when he was called a pedophile, he said, I'm gonna focus on giving results to the blah, blah, something Biden. That's all he did. But we haven't yet seen them on the debate stage just yet. What we do have is Ron DeSantis facing a far less vicious competitor in his gubernatorial run. And I was reminded of this actually by, I think it was Insider reminded me of this, an interaction between Charlie Crist and Ron DeSantis. And I want you to take a look, especially at the facial expressions of Ron DeSantis as he's being challenged on stage. Take a look at this.
Ron, you talk about Joe Biden a lot. I understand. You think you're going to be running against him. I can see how you might get confused, but you're running for governor. You're running for governor, and I have a question for you. You're running for governor. Why don't you look in the eyes of the people of the state of Florida and say to them, if you're reelected, you will serve a full 4-year term as governor? Yes or no? Yes or no, Ron? Will you serve a full 4-year term if you're reelected governor of Florida? It's not a tough question. It's a fair question. He won't tell you.
We did not agree on the candidates asking each other questions. Governor, it's your turn.
Well, listen, I know that Charlie's interested in talking about 2024 and Joe Biden, but I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
Okay, so he called him a worn out old donkey. That's fine or whatever. That's good. He clearly had written that like 6 weeks ago and was waiting to deploy it.
Yeah.
But when Charlie Crist challenged him, he just did this. Is it my time yet?
I have a line.
That's Charlie Crist. He is a worn out old donkey. Donald Trump is going to be setting fire to his skeletal system. Like the attacks are becoming fast and furious, and most importantly, deranged, utterly deranged attacks. You are not gonna just be able to like quiver a little bit and ask if it's your turn to talk about something else. That is not gonna save you against Donald Trump.
Also, I really think that calling Donald Trump anything close to a worn out old donkey, which I would love to see someone do.
Broken down old Trump.
Very much gonna backfire. Like DeSantis is gonna have to go hard in the paint at Trump, and he won't, because he doesn't want to alienate the base that he wants to win over, which is the former Trump base. You're just trying to wrest the baton from Trump's just tiny little fingies, but they're just gripping so hard, like, but you can't break the baton. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't see how that works. Like, it is going to be so vicious and so personal, and I don't know. I like the idea of a high road or whatever. I don't think it's going to work for you. I think you're going to find that that high road ends in a cliff. In any event, how will he respond to these new insults? Well, a person familiar with the governor's thinking said he was likely to stick with a measured approach. That means that Republicans hoping for a more aggressive stance by Mr. DeSantis, who is said to be keenly aware of how many of his supporters, also like Mr. Trump, are almost certain to be disappointed. Okay, well then I'm going to counter that by saying, then people who think that Ron DeSantis is going to win this primary are certain to be disappointed because they worship strength. Big, stupid, bold, fake strength, admittedly. Toxic, self-destructive strength, deranged strength, but some kind of strength. And the measured approach just doesn't seem to be it. Now, really fast, Francesca, to the nature of the insults. You have Meatball Ron. He's an adult. Good. He was the president. And then Shutdown Ron. That to me seems like, I know that he wants to focus on this pandemic stuff. I really do feel like DeSantis has spent like 3 years at this point trying to convince every Republican in the country that he doesn't care if literally everyone dies from COVID. I feel like if you are a person that doesn't think that COVID should ever be countered in literally any way, you believe that DeSantis is your guy. So what do you think about the strategy of trying to undercut him on like maybe his core appeal other than, like trying to destroy the LGBTQ community or something like that?
Like calling him
Shutdown Ron, like trying to make make COVID an albatross around his neck.
The biggest thing though on that is that Trump actually believes in the vaccine, whereas we still don't know whether Ron DeSantis believes in it or not. I do think there will be a moment where Trump will say, "Did you get it?" And Ron's gonna have to say, "Yeah." And so then there's that. But so it doesn't really work. Trump trying to say, "You shut everything down," but I also want to tout the fact that I rolled out the vaccine, which he should. I see it as a misfire, but I am thinking of new names. And I do think that calling him Ron Con is a really good, call him Ron Con. Like instead of rom-com, Ron Con. He's Ron Con. And instead of a meat cute, he's a meatball cute.
I like that. Okay, and it's
Ron
dumb.
Con.
So there's like a 25% chance that he will in fact do that.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.